Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. I am Dr. Sadia Zafar and today I will continue my talk about the environmental impact assessment. Today we will discuss about the environmental impact assessment in Pakistan or the Pakistan perspectives. Environmental impact assessment, the environmental study comprising the collection of data, prediction of qualitative and quantitative impacts, that is, the comparison of alternatives and evaluation of preventive, mitigatory, and compensatory measures. It is the formulation of environmental management and training plans and monitoring the arrangements, as well as the forming of recommendations and such other components as may be prescribed. Environmental impact assessment origin in Pakistan. Shortly after its creation in 1947, Pakistan adopted Lord Macaulay's 1860 Penal Code that covers all type of crimes including against the environment and modified it when needed. In addition, separate legislation was circulated for addressing the environmental issues from forest cutting to noise, means that address all the environmental issues. It was the cumulative effect of all factors plus a growing international concern for the environmental that Pakistan drafted a comprehensive law on the environment in mid 1970s. On the other hand, it could not be made into the agenda of the parliament for years. As a last resort, the bureaucracy pushed this all through with a presidential order, thus giving birth to Pakistan Environmental Protection Ordinance in 1983. This ordinance made environmental impact assessment a requirement for any proposed project with possible adverse impact on environment. Environmental impact assessment thus became part of project planning process and it was made mandatory from 1st July 1994 to seek peer approval of relevant environmental protection agency, that is the Pakistan Environmental Protection Ordinance in 1983. for enabling the project proponents in designing the environmental impact assessments. The Pakistan Environmental Protection Act first developed an elaborate form and later completed the guidelines and regulations. Hence, the environmental impact assessment are conducted for all large developmental projects, although with varying attention to public participation and environmental management plans. The operational order period. The newly formed Pakistan Environmental Protection Agency was struggling on two fronts. First, to save the existence of agency by having the presidential ordinance endorsed by Pakistan Parliament, and the second, to prepare the necessary rules and guidelines for pollution control and environmental impact assessment. One major achievement of Pakistan Environmental Protection Act was the development of a 16-page performa for environmental impact assessment, that is in Pakistan Environmental Protection Act in 1990. This was essentially an outline for an environmental impact assessment report that helped in presenting the findings in a cohesive manner. The environmental impact assessments during that period limited to large developmental projects such as Ghazi Burotha hydropower project in 1991 and the oil and gas fields like Dodak in 1991 and Kadirpur in 1992. The Pakistan Environmental Protection Act continued its efforts on establishing the environmental standards. Special committees were formed for such purpose with representation from the concerned government institutions, academia, and Federation of Pakistan Chambers of Commerce and Industries, that are SRO, in 1993. It is also a bitter fact that several governments in Pakistan tried to soften the sentence of environmental impact assessment. And ironically, this policy came on the heels of Pakistan's coming out as leader for developing countries, that is G77, at Earth Smith in Rio in 1992. There, Pakistan had proudly presented the national conservation strategies in International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources in 1992 and signed important international environmental treaties like United Nations Conventions on Climate Change and Biological Diversity. Most importantly, Pakistan signed the All-Encircling Agenda 21 and Rio de Janeiro Declaration. By doing so, Pakistan agreed to integrate the environmental consideration in decision making at all levels and in all ministries, and openly agreed that environmental impact assessment would be used as national instrument for all proposed activities that are likely to have significant adverse impact on environment, and thus that this process would be regulated by a competent national authority, that is the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development in 1992. Post Pakistan Environmental Protection Act development or post PEPA development, appearance of environmental impact assessment guidelines and regulations cast a new surge of interest in the environmental impact assessment business. Small scale environmental impact assessment consulting groups began to approach the business community for consultancy assignment. The consultant would ensure the issuance of Environmental Protection Act clearance for the proposed project. The key problem here was with environmental impact assessment checking process in the concerned Environmental Protection Acts. The task of scrutinizing the environment impact assessment reports was given to mid-career or even junior officials. Most of them had no personal experience of conducting the environmental impact assessment, that had little knowledge of location of the proposed project and had no access to baseline data, especially the technical information that could be used to verify any statements or claims made in environmental impact assessment reports. Role of civil society. Civil society in Pakistan has openly accepted the environmental impact assessment as a tool for protection the environment in planning or any developmental project. Now, all the developmental agencies of the government truly arrange environmental impact assessment for their proposed large projects as an integral part of the planning process. Similarly, the proponents of the large projects in the private sector that come under Schedule 2 of Pakistan Environment Protection Act regulations arrange the environment impact assessment reports for Environment Protection Act approval. It is not unusual to hear that need for proper environment impact assessment came back if an environmental concern related to any proposed project catches the attention of civil society organizations or media. Today, in spite of the clouds of uncertainty surrounding the Environmental Protection Act and institutions designated for its implementation, the environment impact assessment is most definitely here to stay. Environment impact assessment legal guidelines. Environmental impact assessment was introduced in Pakistan under the environmental law in 1997, and more detailed regulations have been put in place since then. However, effective implementations remains an issue. There are violations of the law. For example, The process of environment impact assessment is not initiated at the planning stage but much later at the construction stage. Regulations provide a list of projects which require the environment impact assessment, but this list is incomplete and needs to be technically reviewed. Besides, the institutional structure is also very weak. With a limited number of personnel available to review and monitor the environment impact assessments with no adequate job qualification. Public participation is only restricted to reviewing of an environment impact assessment with no public participation happening at screening, scoping, or monitoring stages. The law relies strongly on self-monitoring, and there is no adequate structure for regular monitoring. Hence, monitoring and enforcement are both weak in Pakistan. There are some references, and thank you so much, students, for your kind attention.